Hi Year 7, Mr. Tapley here for your next lesson of Year 7 Humanities. At this lesson, we're looking at developing our understanding of the key skills and knowledge needed to prepare for our history CAT, our end of term CAT, which is another source analysis activity, similar to your dev. Success criteria is to identify the key revision topics, manage your time effectively. It's not a free lesson. You're supposed to be using this time to revise. If you guys aren't going to use it, I'm just going to give you the CAT. Ask questions. Obviously, don't sit there if you're just sad and frustrated. Ask questions to find the answer to solve the problem, so you feel better, you feel more confident and more comfortable with our CAT. And then understand the CAT structure. So what does it look like? How am I going to complete it? Where is it? And when is it? Well, it's week 9. So starting next week. Ancient History CAT, source analysis. So the CAT follows the same structure of the dev. That's what the dev is there for. It's there to develop your skills and knowledge. It's the rough draft. It's a practice one. So it's the same structure as your Ancient Australia source analysis. So looking at what that looks like, we've got our visual source, our primary source. We've got some text underneath, so another historical source describing what this image is. Then we've got a series of 6 questions, 15 marks, nice and simple there. Most of these questions are about, well, what is the source? Why is it important? What can we learn from the source? Etc., etc. Now I've lost my place. There we go. So the CAT will be a visual source, text source, and then a series of questions evaluating not just your knowledge of ancient history, so what we've looked at in ancient Australia and ancient Greece, but your source analysis skills. The CAT will be completed, again, just like the dev, via a Google Doc. So you'll go into Google Classroom, into assignments, 5 or 10 minutes before your scheduled lesson starts, it will appear. I've scheduled it to pop up in your Google Classroom newsfeed. And you've got one full lesson to complete the CAT. So 40 to 50 minutes, 6 questions, 15 marks, pretty standard. Not many people finish this late when we did the dev, so I'm confident you guys will be able to do this again in that amount of time. And then submissions for the CAT will close 5 to 10 minutes after our lesson. I'm not going to close it, at 1:55 and 1 second, because I understand some of you have bad internet like me, or you'll have some technical difficulties. That's why I'm giving you that 5 to 10 minute buffer there. But if you're having technical issues, or you just don't think you can complete the CAT in the lesson, obviously the best thing to do is to let me know. It'd be great to let me know ahead of schedule, as opposed to at 1:54 p.m. just before the class ends. But yeah, if you're having questions or concerns, don't freak out, just let me know and I should be able to help you. Now, just like our economics CAT, where you guys had 3 kind of mini case studies, instead of giving you one massive CAT together, we've split it across 2 lessons. So the CAT is going to have part 1, where you look at ancient Australia, source analysis activity for ancient Australia, and then part 2, which will be completed in a second lesson, is going to be your ancient Greece source analysis. So the CAT has been cut into 2, completed across 2 lessons, so you get 40 to 50 minutes for ancient Australia, 40 to 50 minutes for ancient Greece. Now, this lesson is going to be provided you with time to review and revise content from both our ancient Australia and ancient Greece units. To guide your efforts, you will be provided with a checklist of key topics that will support your efforts in the CAT next week. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Use this lesson to review the CAT checklist, create revision notes, and ask any questions. I'm hoping I'm getting a lot of questions in my inbox. I just want to hear that notification sound going on and off. Now, an important thing to note, and I had this same conversation, coincidentally, I guess. My year 10s are doing history at the moment, and they're doing a source analysis CAT. They finished theirs last week. And I said this to them as well. Students will be completing the CAT closed book. So you're not to have a summary sheet of notes, you're not to have your textbook, the class slides open in front of you. No assistance from the textbook. It's going to be an individual assessment, so I don't want you to be copying and pasting answers from your mate's assessment. Google Classroom contains a built-in plagiarism check, and I've already gotten a few students for this. And any students who submit a copied assessment may be awarded a not demonstrated. So don't take that risk. It's not worth it. I'm here to assess your knowledge, not your ability to go into Google and just type in the answer, because that Google Classroom plagiarism check does work pretty effectively, I have found. Basically, it finds anything that shows up in Google's search engine, and it will say, oh, actually, these 3 sentences have come from this article from dictionary.com. And I'll be like, so please do not use any resources to help you during the CAT. You only really need your knowledge. The questions, just like the source analysis for Ancient Australia, are really designed to test your ability to evaluate the source, not just find information from the textbook. So you're just going to be wasting time. I've known you guys for long enough that I know what your writing looks like or sounds like. So it's really not worth your effort to do anything a bit dodgy. What you should do, though, is have a look at this revision checklist. Again, I encourage you to create a summary sheet of notes. It's a really good way of revising for any test in any subject, but you're not to use it during the CAT. What that summary sheet might include. So for Ancient Australia, the key topics you want to review, are their spiritual beliefs and religion. So you're looking at the dreaming of Ancient Australia, or those creation myths and stories like Bunjil, the eagle, and what's the other one? The rainbow serpent. And the information you can find to help you with that. Class slides 19, textbook page 69 to 70. So you can see I've attached the class slides and the textbook for each of those different topics. And again, the class slides have also got little videos in them usually, or website links that can again help you expand your understanding of these topics. So for Ancient Australia, you want spiritual beliefs, primary and secondary sources, obviously, because it's a source analysis, and a little bit on historical conservation. So that's stuff we looked at about Lake Mungo, Mungo Man, should we be protecting or giving these artifacts to museums, etc., etc. For Ancient Greece, again, you're looking at mythology and religion, so looking at the gods, the goddesses, Zeus, Athena, Ares, Hades, etc. You're looking at the city-states, so Athens and Sparta. What is a Greek city-state? How did they form? What were their key features, etc.? The Olympic Games, and then historical conservation again. So we just looked at that a couple lessons ago, looking at the Parthenon marbles. Another useful revision tool, examine your dev feedback. It's the exact same structure for the dev, so obviously if you did something poorly in the dev, you would want to address that. So ask me questions, look at the feedback. If you don't understand it or you want more information, let me know. If you did something really well in the dev, you should identify that and then repeat it in the CAT. That's all I'm going to say in this lesson, guys. Really, I want the majority of the lesson to be you revising, obviously. But your next 2 lessons are going to be the CAT, obviously. So first lesson next week, you're going to be doing your Ancient Australia source analysis. Next lesson will be your Ancient Greece source analysis. And then the final lesson, I'll probably give you some free time. So don't stress too much about that final lesson. It's going to be tough doing the CAT, but I'll give you a nice relaxing end to the week. Any questions or concerns, again, please let me know. Otherwise, best of luck. Hope you're well, and cheers.